Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Prehistoric Speculation, where today I'm going to be talking a little bit about what more do we have to see with regards to Jurassic World Evolution 2. What I mean by this is over the last month since the game was announced, we've seen more and more information, and we're slowly running out of new information that Frontier can tell us about the game. But there is definitely some left, and that is what I'm going to be covering in this video. But before we get to that, please remember to like and subscribe, it really does help me out. Yeah, please do that, thank you, it really does help. So, anyway, let's get into it. So, first things first, the most major thing that we haven't seen yet, and the one thing I do really think they're holding out on showing us, because I assume they know how excited we are for this, and they want to hype that up and keep that train going as fast as possible for as long as possible. And that is the new Dinosaur Animations. We've seen some of the new social interactions, like when the Stegosauruses roll around on the floor together and all of that sort of stuff. So that's all much better than the circles of death we had in the first game. So that's all a lot better. But one thing we haven't seen is the dynamic hunting system and how all of that will work. We haven't seen any fighting, really. We've seen a little bit, but we definitely haven't seen any hunting, other than like a sneak peek from the trailer. Because when all of the big YouTubers had the ability to access Jurassic World Evolution 2 for a couple of hours early, not a single one of them thought to do probably the actual most useful thing, instead of going for the Mosasaur, which everyone did, and actually go for getting an Amargasaurus and some Velociraptors and seeing how the hunting works. Out of like the 20 people that did it, none of them thought to do that. All of them except one went for the aquatics, and the one who didn't go for the aquatics went for the aviary creatures, but he did document them very well as well, because otherwise we'd also have very little about the aviaries too. But yeah, we got to see some hunting animations for that, so good job to whoever that was, I don't quite know who. But yeah, the animations are the main thing. I reckon we'll probably, in one of the upcoming species field guides, be getting a Velociraptor species field guide or something like that, so we can get a better look at the pack hunting system and the fighting system within the small carnivores and all of that lovely stuff. So yeah, that's the main thing that we're going to be getting. There is obviously some other stuff they have to show us. I'm excluding anything to do with like new islands or anything, because I feel like that's to do more of the game itself. Like, they're not just going to spoil the entire story and all of that before the game comes out. That's not really news, that's just sort of being a bit of a douche, you know, just spoiling everything before we have it. How dare they? But yeah, the rest of the things are slightly more minor, but they are still very important. And some of these more speculative than others, some of them are going to happen. Some of them are like sort of things I hope will happen, but you know. So, first one, new dinosaurs. We know there are new dinosaurs coming. We've only seen 3. I want more. There better be more soon. Please, Frontier, I beg you. But all of the new dinosaurs we've seen so far have been incredible. We have actually only seen one new dinosaur since the announcement of the game. With the first trailer, we got the Coelophysis and the Amargasaurus. Since then, we've had the Chinzalsaurus, nothing else at all, other than new returning species. Nothing entirely new. I expect there to be roughly 10 to 15 brand new dinosaurs in this game, so I'm really hoping they start to show those soon, otherwise I am starting to get a little bit worried about that. I'm sure there are definitely going to be a few more new creatures anyway. I'd say a minimum of 5 more, but yeah, I'm hoping to see some more of that in the next couple of weeks. Another one is maybe a couple new aquatics and aviary creatures as well. I'm expecting maybe 1 more of each, maybe 2 if we're lucky. But yeah, that'd be cool. And another thing to do with the aquatics and aviaries is maybe talking a bit more about their systems. Because at the moment, the aviary system is very cool. You can have the gyrospheres going through them. You can place like rocks and stuff in their enclosure. But then you look at the aquatic system, and in comparison, it's just very boring. You have the fish feeder, which they just eat out of and just nibble on some fish every now and again. And the only 2 things you can really do with the aquatic, like, what's it called, an aquarium, the only 2 things you can do with that is placing the viewing gallery and the shark feeder, and they're the only 2 things you can do with it, which I think is a real missed opportunity on Frontier's part if they don't announce anything else to do with that, like maybe a submarine ride or something, or I don't know, just something else, because it'd be really weird if they added this aquatic system where all of the creatures have their own behaviours and they can fight and they can do all of this stuff, and then they just leave it as an empty shell. That just makes no sense to me, so I'm hoping to see some more stuff for that soon. Another thing I expect to see is maybe some actual Chaos Theory gameplay. They have been speaking a bit about Chaos Theory recently. We'll be getting 4 Chaos Theory scenarios, 1 for each of the films, excluding Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. We've heard a lot about it, but we haven't actually seen much of it. The most we saw of it was from the dev diary, but even that wasn't proper gameplay. That was more of just background clip and just nice looking pictures rather than showing how it was actually going to work. But again, I don't want them to show all of that because that would just be spoilers, but maybe a little bit of, maybe half an hour of gameplay from the Jurassic Park Chaos Theory or something, just to give us an idea of what it's going to look like. I'm also expecting maybe 1 or 2 new attractions that they might show off, hopefully, because otherwise we'll have no new attraction, which would be a real shame, because this game seems to be upgraded in every way from the first game. More dinosaurs, aquatics, aviaries, better animations, better management, better actually guest buildings, but we haven't actually seen any attractions, which is, again, really strange to me. So some nicer attractions would be very cool. I actually did make a video about that a couple of weeks ago, so if you want to go check that out, go onto my channel page below. There'll be 5 videos down. Can't be bothered to put an info card in the top right, but, hopefully they can do some cool stuff with that. Then the last thing I think we'll see is we are still missing one of the biomes, I think. I think there's supposed to be 5 biomes in this game, and so far we have seen the boreal forest, the desert, the deciduous woodlands, and the tropical rainforest sort of thing. All of the biomes look really awesome, they all look really unique. I am quite a fan of the deciduous woodlands, as I am from England. The miserableness of the weather and that will be very appealing to me. But yeah, I think that is everything we're going to be seeing. I know the news has slowed down a bit recently, hence I haven't been really making any news coverage videos. There's just not enough to talk about in any of this stuff, really. There was a park management guide released last week, but again, that was just stuff we've seen before, so I didn't feel like making a video on it, because I don't want to, juice 20 minutes of information out of a 30-second clip that doesn't really tell us anything new, but, So, anyway, thank you for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please remember to leave a like and subscribe as I said at the start video. It really does help me out. So, yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.